Hey, it's the Casino Mark. It's 10:19 a.m. on Sunday, August 8th, 2021, and this is my review of Masters of the Universe Revelations Season 1, Episode 3. It's called The Most Dangerous Man in Eternity. Okay, so first it starts off with a flashback, and we get like a battle, and you see He-Man, you see Skeletor. Um, basically, He-Man is like supposedly drowned, like thrown into the sea, but he escapes and um, he makes like a lame pun. And then it turns out that Tila and her new friend Andra and Evelyn are walking through a jungle, and Tila was telling them this story, and Andra kind of laughs at like He-Man's dumb puns. Basically, they're poking fun at the dialogue from the original series. Hey, random cactus. Thanks for joining me. So, um, they're going to a village that's being attacked by Triclops, and he's all about the cult of the mother boar, like science. Um, there's a well in this village. People are lining up at this well to get this magic water, and it drips out a bit at a time, and they, they're lining up to fill their cups with like the last magic water. Now, as it turns out, Man at Arms Duncan is there, and he's trying to collect water. He comes to the rescue of an old man that like trips and wastes the magic water that he had been collecting, and the villagers are upset at this old guy for it. But Man Arms comes to his rescue, and Tila and Audra and Andra and Evelyn come and you know uh, kind of protect the villagers against Triclops and his technological army. And it's interesting that Beastman actually comes to help them out because the other bad guys from like Snake Mountain, all of them are opposed to Evelyn, and Beastman's like So now they've got Beastman on their side. Okay. Um. So Duncan, they want him to reforge the Sword of Power, but um he's like, yeah, I got other things to do. A friend's gonna die. He goes to the village, and he's basically taking care of Orko. And Orko's been dying ever since Eternia's magic has been lost. So Duncan gives him this magical water to try to like replenish his magic, and Orko immediately wastes some magic. I try to like brighten up the room, even though it's bright enough with like the torches and stuff like that. He wants to show off his magic to brighten up the room, and he makes this storm cloud appear over his head, and he gets all wet, like typical Orko magic gone awry. But why is he even doing this? I mean, anyway, um, Duncan doesn't want to go. Now he's got a robot that he made. I'm trying to see if I can find the name of it. Anyway, he created a robot when he was younger, and it has like all of his memories. So the robot um, could theoretically reforge the Sword of Power. So, Tila and Duncan argue about it, and eventually a robot's going to go with them on their quest down to Subternia. And then Duncan's like, all right, I'm going to go too. And Tila's like, no. He's like, no. And she's like, nah. Well, the robot's good enough. So you got to go and protect the sorceress because she's dying. And, if like try of them are just beating up on these low level magical places, how long until they attack Castle Grayskull? Now, Duncan's also mentioned that he's basically been exiled. He's no longer the man at arms, and he's basically no longer welcomed by the royals, and whatever. There's like arguing, and then they go off on a boat, except for Duncan, obviously. Tila sends him the Grayskull, and they get attacked by Merman. And Duncan comes to the rescue because he disobeyed Tila's orders. Tila's kind of upset with him about it, but so they kind of hold Merman hostage, and Evil Lynn is like, "All right, you can either help us get to Subternia, and then we'll let you return to the ocean, or I'm gonna leave you out in the sun, and then even the vultures won't want you after a while." And he's like, "Ugh." So he helps him out. Then he's like, "But the sea never forgets, and neither do I." And then he goes into water, like, okay, whatever. So um, there's like a big monolith type of thing. I think like they take the remaining head of the Havoc staff, and Evelyn puts it in a place in there, and it activates it opens up the way to go down to Subternia, the land of the dead. And by the way, on our way here on the boat ride, Tila and Evelyn have a bit of a conversation about how like Evelyn used to be all about Skeletor, and as she points out, she's gotten over Skeletor because she's accepted his death, and she realizes she was foolish. She could have been a master of the universe and taken over Eternia, but she was always in service of Skeletor, and she realizes that was foolish. But as she points out, Tila's still not really over He-Man. um. Anyway, so Evelyn thinks her foolish for going down into Subternia, but after a moment, she decides to follow them. Now she takes the head of the staff with her, but that would close the entrance, right? Um. So anyway, so that's where the episode leaves off. They're going down into Subternia now, and how are they going to get back out? Is there another entrance or exit to activate on the inside? I have to wait and find out for that. Anyway, 2 episodes left, and I look forward to watching them. I might watch them today or maybe on another day off. Who knows? But yeah, I enjoyed this episode, and oh, one more thing that I gotta point out before they even leave the village. Duncan has a moment where he's like, "All right, you said no more secrets, so there's something that I need to tell you." And then Evelyn's like, "No time for that. We gotta get going." It's like, oh, really? Because he was going to tell Tila that the sorceress is her mother. Yeah. And Evelyn kind of ruined the moment. So Duncan's like, a story for another time, perhaps. He could have told her when he rejoined them on the boat. Yeah. Hey, Bazuna. So yeah, that's the situation with that. I certainly hope Duncan tells Teal, or Teal at least learns somehow. No spoilers, please, on that. Um, because she did find out in an episode of the original series called Teal's Quest, and then she was mind wiped. Still ticks me off. Um, but yeah, so apparently she's destined to become the guardian of Castle Grayskull. Um, but anyway, oh, and Evelyn takes off her helmet at one point, lets down her hair, and it's all like silver or gray. So that was kind of cool. And apparently, she loves the desolateness of the area that they're going to. It's like an Arctic area or something like that. And she says she loves places like this. Um, but yeah, so that's where it leaves off. It's like they're going down to hell, basically. Um, Evelyn even mentions that at one point. Um, so I guess the next episode is going to be about them retrieving one half of the Sword of Power. Um, yeah, and that's it for this episode. So I enjoyed it, and it's 10:30, just turned 10:32 a.m. and that's it. Thanks for watching.